All right, so unless you're under a rock, you would have known that the MPC 3 desktop beta has just dropped. Dropped last Thursday here in the US. And what I can say is it's cool. It's cool, but I expected a little bit more. I ain't gonna lie. So we're gonna talk about that today.
Bolo!
All right, so the new MPC 3 beta has just dropped. And to be honest with you, I was very excited about using the beta. And I was very excited for you all to get a chance to use the beta and for you all to give your input on the new MPC 3 desktop beta. Of course, we've had the standalone versions for a little minute, and we've all voiced our concerns about that. However, with the wait that has been with this particular beta, what I can say is I'm happy that it came out, right? But I have to be totally honest with you guys, okay? I'm a little disappointed, just a little disappointed. Because overall, it looks good. I like the new UI and everything on it. I like the VST3 support, which I might talk about that a little bit later. But it just feels like I would have felt that they would have made this like a full DAW integration. That's what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that this was going to be a full DAW integration with the amount of time that it took for this to come out. All right. Now, we all know it's still a beta. We all know it's still going to be updates and everything else, and I get it. But for me to be somebody who is a consumer of these products, I bought my own MPCs and stuff like that over time. And, you know, I got a ton of plugins and a ton of things that can now work inside of the desktop, you know, update and all that. That's cool. But for the amount of time we've been waiting for this, I thought it would have been like a thing to where I was going to have to spend days on like coming up with an intro video and everything on this particular product. And it wasn't like that because as you guys can see, not much has really changed. Okay. Is this what I would call a like real beta? Yeah. And kind of no. Because we got to think about it like this. Let's think about it from the FL Studio user type of a way. FL Studio, they have betas that come out, and there's certain things that they just add upon the program, and it really does not change because really with FL Studio, if you take FL Studio right now, even the 2025 beta, and you even go back to like FL Studio 11, if you've never ever used like the older FL Studio, like if you started today and you use like the new FL Studio and then somebody might have had FL 11 on their old laptop, you could use it. Like, because not really much has really changed. Like the UI has changed a little bit and they've added a few things else in there, but just so far as the basic stuff, you can use it. And you don't really hear too many FL people really just getting upset about it. They're just like, okay, cool. You know, I'm just going to stick to this version or whatever like this. But they did add some things to it to where now you can actually use FL like a full DAW. You can actually record whole songs, and a lot of people record whole songs inside of FL Studio. And they incorporated that with the beta version. With this, with the MPC desktop beta with the 3.5, that's what I think a lot of us were waiting on. We were waiting on that full DAW experience. And that's what I've been getting back from people who would hit me up in the DMs. It's not like a whole bunch now. It's not like hundreds or whatever. It's probably like maybe 10 or 12 people hit me up like, yo, Bolo, I thought it was going to be a full DAW. I thought it was going to be this. I thought it was going to be that. And it's like, hey, I thought it was going to be that too. But it didn't happen. And you know, I'm very, very happy that they did at least come out with the beta when they said they were going to come out with the beta. But I was looking for that full DAW experience. That's what I was thinking. Now, I went through it and not much has really changed, okay, except for like the VST 3 support. That's dope. And like my good friend who I've never talked to before, Crates Motel. I like watching his videos because he's very personable, and he made a very good video on the MPC 3 desktop beta. He did a very good video on that, and he made up a really good point about the VST3 stuff, because he was like, hey, we do have VST3 support, but there's no possible way that every single VST3 instrument or effect can work, because we have problems with VST3 even in other programs, which is very true. And he went on to talk about some other things. And if you don't watch this video, make sure you watch it, because he shows, like, for a lot of you guys who ask the questions of how to install it, do you have to uninstall the MPC2 software and all that stuff? He goes pretty deep into the process of what you can and can't do. And I just like the way he does his videos, like how he just talks, you know what I'm saying? So if you haven't seen this video, make sure you go ahead and check out Crates Motel video on the MPC3, which I'll put a link to the video in the video description, or I'll put it in like a post or whatever. But it is true. We do have VST3 support. Some people are happy about it. Some people are mad about it. But, every VST3 instrument is not going to work, and it varies from program to program. That's just how it works. Are you guys trying to build your studio but don't have all the money right now? Well, if you're trying to do that, you might want to go ahead and click on my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. Zounds has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that does not require a credit or background check. Meaning, all you have to do is order it, they will ship it to you, and then you can just make monthly installments while you use your stuff. Now, it's not everything on the site, but it is a whole bunch of stuff on the site that you guys can get right now by clicking my link in the description and heading over to Zounds.com. So why wait? Go ahead and get you some gear today. Now, with that being said, if you are an MPC2 user and you go to MPC3, and this is all the desktop stuff, you're not going to run into something to where it just feels like, oh, okay, what is this? Kind of like what everybody did when they went from the MPC2 to the MPC3, and it was like, hold on, it's a new UI, what's going on here? And people were freaking out, but really, it was really nothing. With this, it's a small leap. However, we were hoping that the arranger would have been like done already. Like, at least me. I was hoping that the arranger view was going to be like, okay, we're going to have this thing looking like every other program where the MIDI shows up in the actual blocks and everything, and we can just take it, drag it, move it, do it like this. And we don't have that yet, which I showed that in my video as well, to where you can do it on the hardware side when it's connected, but on the software side, it just shows up as like a track edit. And I was like, man, I thought it was going to be a little bit better. I really did. I thought it was going to be better. I thought it was going to be a whole overhaul of the actual software. I thought this thing was going to look like Logic or, Cubase or, Ableton. I thought it was going to look like that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's going to be like, you see the tracks and you have your first track and all this, that, whatever. You could do everything like that. And it's not that. Now, and maybe some future updates, maybe we might have to wait to MPC 4.0. I don't know, but I thought it would have been a little bit better. Just me being honest about it. And I have to be honest with you guys, because I know it seems like everything MPC comes out is, oh, it's spectacular, it's great, it's this, it's that. No, you guys know that if I don't like something, I'm going to say it, all right? But it's not going to be in a way to where I'm going to completely bash it. But in this situation, I was expecting a little bit more, okay? I'm not going to lie. I was expecting a little bit more when it came to this whole software update. And I think a lot of you guys were expecting a little bit more too. But for the guys who didn't want to see a lot of things change, this is a good thing for you guys, because not much has really changed. Maybe the arranger side of it, to where you go into your track edits and then you'll be able to like see all your tracks and everything. We can't do that anymore. There's a few other things dealing with programs to where we can't like load like multiple programs. Like I was talking to Honorable C-Note about it. He was letting me know about, some of the things that, when he had like multiple programs in there, you can kind of cycle through them. You can't really do that right now. But all in all, they at least, gave us the update. They at least did that. So they stayed on that timeline. Now, is this better than the Machine 3.0? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm just saying this right now. The Machine 2 software, the desktop software, is to me is way better than even the MPC 3.5 desktop beta. Okay, the Machine integration with their hardware is much better than the MPC integration, in my opinion. Okay, now they're still missing a lot of things on the Machine side, but just how you can create on the Machine side with the desktop software and how you can actually arrange in a linear fashion on there is much better, in my opinion. Like, much better. It's been better for a very long time. Okay. Now, even with the Machine stuff, you can't like use like a full DAW. You can, but it's still kind of like weird how you have to do it. But I think that even with the Machine and with the Akai stuff, we have to have full DAW integration where we can do everything inside of these programs, where we can record, where we can edit, where we can move things around just like a real DAW, like Studio One, just like Pro Tools, just like Logic, where you can produce and record full songs in it with ease. Now, you can do it on any software. There's ways around it, but we all know it's not real practical when it comes to doing it this way. And I think that right now, with the time that this has been out, the time that the MPC software has been out, it's been like, what, 10 years now, right? No, over 10, 12, some odd years. Like, you would have think by now they would have had like a full-blown type of a DAW. And you think by now, with us being able to have it in a range of view, we'll be able to move things around and do certain things just like every other DAW, but that's not there yet. And even with this just being a beta, I thought that would have at least have been in there by now. But hey, I don't code. I don't do all that stuff. So, I know sometimes when you might code one line, it could change another line and it might mess with this or mess with that. I get it. But come on, man. Like, it's so many people that have bought these products. There's so many people that own several MPCs, okay? Like the newer MPCs at that. So it's like, if we already have like so many people that own these units, that love these units, that want to use it in this way with their, with their laptops or their desktops, why can't we have this stuff already, even though it's been like that? But hey, I don't code, so I don't know how that works. Maybe somebody, some of y'all who do code, y'all can, give me some info on how difficult it is or how easy it could be, with the right amount of people. Because I know it takes a good amount of people to do this and make this stuff work. But I can say that Akai is, telling us what they're going to do, and they're doing it. And hopefully in the future, we can get us something really dope. Now, I'm going to be doing some like lives of me making beats with the MPC 3. Me just going through the whole process. That way you guys can see my whole process of making beats on and everything. And then seeing if stuff crashes or if stuff goes crazy, because on live it's better that way rather than trying to make these videos because it takes forever to do it. But I'm going to be doing more videos on that so you guys can see me making beats on it. And I'm going to be doing more videos about certain updates and certain things on the MPC 3 desktop. And, hopefully over time, sooner than later, things will get better. So I want you guys to let me know what you like about the MPC 3 desktop beta and tell me some issues that you guys are having with it. And hopefully in the comment section, we can try to work this thing out if you have some issues. And if you like it, we can see what you guys actually like about it. So yeah, I was expecting more. I ain't gonna lie, I was expecting more, but hopefully they'll get it right in the future. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.